Hello. Welcome back to Balla Ball. Today we are discussing the Chennai Super Kings. Yes, the defending champions of the IPL, a team with such a legacy, so much history behind it. No matter how much you seem to discuss this side, it's never gonna be enough, right? And of course, the legendary name that comes alongside the Chennai Super Kings, a name that's become synonymous with the CSK, is the legend MS Dhoni himself. Of course, we do see him in his vintage look, which is with the long hair that he had during the 2007 T20 World Cup when he was captaining, and it does call for a lot of speculation as to whether he wants to end his career the way he started. But we're not going to get into all that, because every time you seem to discuss that is it MS Dhoni's last, he comes back even stronger. But of course, what we know is that he's not the captain anymore. He's relinquished his captaincy, handed it over to his self-chosen successor in Ruturaj Gaikwad. I personally think that's a phenomenal choice. It's a fantastic choice to have chosen Ruturaj Gaikwad, because he's been someone who's performed consistently every year. Even in 2020, when the side did not perform as well, he was the only one who continued to be in the reckoning for the orange cap and was pretty much unaffected by the way the team was performing. Over the years, he's proven himself as a very good opening batter who has all the shots, who's sound technically, who can smash the ball hard, who can slog in the end, and who can hit hundreds even when he's batting for India. Of course, he's not a finished product yet, so he might not be able to play for India very regularly in the very near future, but I'm sure he has a very bright international career ahead of him. Therefore, it seems to be a very good choice, because he's someone who's certain in the playing 11, and I think this time the captaincy change was handled much better by CSK as compared to 2022 when it was given to Jadeja, and mid-season it was taken away. Reportedly, there was some kind of a rift between MS Dhoni and Jadeja. Jadeja was supposed to leave the franchise the year after, but he did not, and he finally won. He was the one who scored those 10 runs in the 2 balls last year and won Chennai the IPL in a match that was completely going Gujarat's way for most part of it. What also strikes me about Ruturaj Gaikwad is the fact that he's a cool-headed person. He's not someone who tends to panic, who's very animated on the field, and he knows what is to be done. He focuses on what has to be done. He focuses on the process, which is something MS Dhoni really appreciates. So I think that is going to really take the legacy forward. I know a lot of experts are saying that this may not have been the best decision. Ruturaj Gaikwad may not be the right person. This may not be the right time for MS Dhoni to leave captaincy. Of course, time will tell. We never know how it's going to be. But in my opinion, I think he's the best person to lead the side. And this is the right time, if not slightly late. He led India very well, and he made India win the gold medal in the Asia Games last year. He led the side very calmly, but very strongly, very firmly, in my opinion. He's got a good temperament. And most importantly, he's not someone who's a very high-profile player. He's not someone who'll be into the glamour world a lot. And I think that is what makes him the perfect and ideal successor to MS Dhoni's legacy. Because MS Dhoni too, though he is into the glamour world, but he's not someone who seeks that much of popularity or someone who'll be getting a lot of media coverage. So I think Ruturaj Gaikwad is going in the right direction. Some other things to talk about this side is that in the absence of Devon Conway, I think that could be a blessing in disguise. The fact that now young Rachin Ravindra, of course, Indian origin player, gets to open along with Gaikwad, and Rachin Ravindra is going to be very exciting to watch. Because he may not be a person who hits a lot of sixes, but he has all kinds of shots. He's someone who can run well. He's someone who can play grounded shots very well. And he looks like that, ideal left-handed opener that CSK needs. The likes of Michael Hussey, Devon Conway, or anybody who has played for CSK, who has opened. I think he fits into that slot very well, and he could be a future, very, very good future prospect for Chennai. A permanent opener is what I see him as. They also have another Kiwi, which is Daryl Mitchell, who will be batting at number 4, I believe, and which is a very good buy for them, because Daryl Mitchell will be handy for them in those middle overs. And he can also provide them a few overs of seam, which is again a very typical CSK kind of player, something that MS Dhoni really relishes. There's Shivam Dube, who for the most part of his career looked like A player with a lot of potential, but not being able to channelize it well, and his career seemed to be going downhill. That is precisely when CSK acquired him. MS Dhoni transformed him into this player who could just come in the middle overs. Those overs 7 to 15, where the run rate dips, where the spinners come in, where it's difficult to hit because the field is all open. So it's difficult to hit. That is when Shivam Dube comes in and smacks the ball. He hits the spinners. His sixes are such that, they fall on the 10th, 12th row. So he's not someone who's going to hit it up in the air. When he connects it, he's going to hit it long enough. There's also Deepak Chahar, who's a very good swing bowler who has been delivering year after year for CSK, is very injury prone, which is why he hasn't played enough for India. But I think that is a very big asset for CSK and for MS Dhoni over the years. And I think with that, one can see that all the bases are covered for this side, and that allows MS Dhoni to walk in at 7 or 8, swing his bat, get those sixes in the end, and deliver victories after victories to his side. So I think this looks like a side with all bases covered, and unless Ruturaj really messes something up with his captaincy, I think this is a side that is definitely going to be in the top 4 and could be in the reckoning for the title. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.